Hello there, everyone, and in today's video, we are going to be reviewing Lego set number 71034, Lego Minifigures Series 23. The first minifigure is the Nutcracker, and now this is an awesome figure. I love this figure. He's got really nice dual molded legs with that nice printing for the little gold buckles. He's got that like pirate sword in gold. A really like elaborate hair hat combo that's also I think it's dual molded, where you got the hat and the little gold details and then the hair. Nice face print with the mustache and a goatee. Ooh, there's a little hair on there. Really nice torso print that continues onto the hips. Nice arm printing with that little gold buckle, if it would actually focus. Hold on a second. As I was saying, the arm printing is quite nice with that little gold thing on the sleeve that could be used in a lot of nice custom minifigures. Then that's the back torso print. His other face print is pretty fun, being that he's a nutcracker. There's a face where he's got the like gritted teeth, which very much looks like a nutcracker, and I enjoy that a lot. And he's got this little gold, I don't know what those things are called, but they were in like pirate sets, and you get an extra one if you buy the figure brand new. And I know that would work well for a Grand Admiral Thrawn custom. And he's also got a nice little printed 1x1 round tile of what I assume to be like a walnut or something, being that he is in fact a nutcracker. I like this figure a lot. This is a nice one. I don't know what it is. I've always liked nutcrackers. I thought they were cool. But let's look at the next minifigure. The second minifigure I've seen referred to as a couple different things, either the Sugar Fairy or the Sugar Plum Fairy. But in any case, this is a cool figure. I really like that candy cane accessory with that really awesome printing. And I feel like you could have that used as like a cane piece. You can't hold it on here. It doesn't really work. It can. Another thing you could use it for probably is like an umbrella handle. So that's a pretty neat piece. Little white tiara piece that may or may not be exclusive, I'm not sure. That hair piece in bright light yellow, I think is that color. Is a nice recolor, pretty common translucent pink fairy wings. Neat little printed like dress piece with the little dots on there if you can see them. The piece is white, but it's got pink printing on there, and on top of the pink printing is like, I think that's little silver dots, and the white short legs with the little blue and pink sprinkles on there is good. And then there's a nice torso print, and there's no back printing on there. Oh yes, and there's printing on the back of the wings that looks quite nice. That makes those actually exclusive. There's more sprinkles on the front face print. Both face prints. You have a closed smile and open smile. Yeah. With all the sprinkles and the candy cane, I think the name Sugar Fairy is pretty accurate. But yeah, this is a fun one. Let's look at the next one. The next minifigure is the Snowman, and not super detailed, but I love this figure. No printing on the legs. He's got a pretty common broom piece and that top hat. Red scarf, which it's relatively common. Pretty simple torso print with the 3 little black dots. But then take this off, and there's a regular minifigure head underneath with like a slightly worried looking guy and some like little, I assume that's meant to be like little sweat droplets. And then it's like a balaclava type of head. Which is pretty neat. It actually kind of reminds me of the face print from that the one Luke Skywalker minifigure that was in that Microfighter and the Advent calendar. But then the hat just goes on this snowman headpiece, and this is actually a like modified version of the Unikitty horn that's just shorter. And yeah, that's not creepy at all. No, but yeah, I love this figure. This is definitely a contender for my favorite of the series. This is a nice one. Now let's look at the next one. Next, we have the Reindeer, or reindeer suit, whatever you want to call him, reindeer costume. This is a cool minifigure. The like helmet, I guess you would call it, is a nice exclusive mold, and the reindeer horns are actually detachable. That's just an accessory hole. I believe that was recolored in the 2023 Lego Friends Advent Calendar. Printing on the like toes of the minifigure, which is fitting for a reindeer. A little like collar with a jingle bell, which is nice. White printing on there, dark brown hands. Simple but nice torso print with the reindeer tail and the other side of the like collar. And if my camera would focus on it, there's a nice alternate face print too, where the eyes are closed and you can see the like buck teeth much better. And then the accessory is this little present box with a printed 2x2 tile, a little red ribbon, and some snowflakes. And if you open it up, there's this little like kind of gingerbread heart-shaped cookie, which is neat. Yeah, there's another nice figure. Let's look at the next one. The next minifigure is the Christmas elf. And this is a really nice minifigure. It actually reminds me a bit of the Series 12 elf, but with more detail. She's got this really cool snow globe build. This is pretty oversized for a snow globe, but that's probably the best they could do with this scale. It's got that like dome piece with some little white dots for printing. And this really neat little build for a house with that like kind of corner, or not corner, like arch brick. And then a little printed 1x1 plate, which you don't see a ton anymore. And that looks awesome for a snow globe. And there's really nice dual molded short legs, with some pretty cool printing on there. This really cool elaborate hair hat combo with the ears. I think it's dual molded, might be, I don't know. It's pretty nice. It's like partially rubber. Then a nice face print, nice torso print, and then that's the other side of the face and the other side of the torso. Relatively generic, but it's good if you want to like get a lot of these. You could amass quite a few elves if you're trying to make like a big Christmas display. It's a nice figure. Let's look at the next one. The next minifigure is the cardboard robot. I like this one a lot. The accessories are the scissors, which are relatively common, and a 2x2 tile, which is exclusive. I like that a lot. Really nice arm printing with an on-off switch, and those are dual molded arms. And then the other one has that like duct tape on there, which I really like. The hands are dark turquoise, my favorite Lego color. Dual molded legs, which have some printing of the like little rivets, I think, or whatever they are, bolts. That's neat. This really cool like helmet and armor thing with so many neat little details. No printing on the back, but there's 3 nice stud connections here. I had an idea for what else this could be used for, but I don't remember. There's like a gauge, some vents, little triangles, and more bolts. And pretty simple but nice torso print. And then a, relatively generic front face print. And a really funny back one where it's like somebody like gritting their teeth to look like a robot. Then a nice back torso print. That actually reminds me of the scene in the Lego movie where they're pretending to be robots. Yeah, this is a nice figure. Let's look at the next one. Next we have the popcorn costume person. Now, despite being, in my opinion, the worst figure of the series, he's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Got some nice dark red mid legs. An unprinted white torso, which, I mean, it could have been printed, but whatever, it gets covered up anyway. And another relatively generic but nice face print. And this pretty cool, actually somewhat similar to the robot piece of like a popcorn bucket with nice printing. I'm pretty sure it's dual molded, and it's got printing on the back too. So that's neat. He's neat. Don't got much else to say about him, but he's cool. Let's look at the next one. The next minifigure is the wolf costume guy, and now he's pretty cool. He's got this like printed bag piece with like some stitching and a patch. The rocket raccoon tail. I think that's what that originally came from, but it's been in several other things. Nice dual molded legs of like the slightly ripped overalls, and then that print continues onto the torso. The tail does kind of like divide them, but whatever. Pretty nice like wolf helmet piece with some nice printing. And then the front face with those big bushy eyebrows is like licking the lips a little bit. And then the other one, he's like getting ready to blow a house down. Oh, and some pretty nice back torso printing too. That front face, at least, I think could be used, put to good use in like a Ninjago mock for Cole, because those big bushy eyebrows very much resemble his big bushy eyebrows. But yeah, this is a fun figure. Let's look at the next one. I don't know why, but something makes me think that this guy is going to go back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. That's right, I think that he's going to go back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. Pardon my really dumb reference, but this is the turkey costume guy. I enjoy this figure a lot. He's got a pumpkin build. His arms are a reuse of the Series 9 chicken arms, but in reddish brown. He's got a pretty nice torso print with the like feathers. Really nice dual molded legs with the reddish brown on the top and red on the bottom. I think that could be useful for something. I just haven't figured out what yet. This recolor of, I think it was the Series 17 penguin suit guy, but as a turkey, I like that a lot. And then he's got that really funny front face print, and then a very angry back face print and back torso print. And this really cool, like, big turkey tail piece that goes between the torso piece and the leg piece. I like this figure a lot. He's fun. Oh, it's even got the printing of that little thing that I don't know the name of. Yeah, that's cool. Let's look at the next one. The next minifigure of the set is the Ferry Captain, and he's pretty awesome. I'm just going to take him out of the boat so we can look at the boat on its own because it's awesome. I mean, look at this. Dual molded, white and black, looks really nice. Again, goes between the torso piece and the leg piece. It's got this thingy, it's got a stud there. It's got these little pieces that go in. This is just awesome. And I think it's cool that now we have a boat and a car and a plane. Oopsie. And I believe there's going to be a train, one of these in Series 25. But just looking at the figure for a minute, he's quite nice. Unprinted dark blue legs. Whatever. Doesn't really need to be printed. Printing on the arms, which looks quite nice. That really awesome hat with the anchor print and the gold, and I really like that. I like his face print a lot. He actually kind of reminds me of the police captain from Ninjago a little bit. Or he might have been the police commissioner, I don't remember. Then a pretty nice torso print too. Again, not super like unique, but I'd say it works pretty well for what it's going for. No back torso printing, but again, not really needed. I don't really fault them for not having printing in some cases when it's not really needed, but yeah, this is a pretty cool figure. I like him a lot. I'm glad we keep getting these vehicle suit people. Of course, we're kind of running out of vehicles. Yeah, he's cool. Let's look at the next one. The next minifigure is the Knight of the Yellow Castle, and this is another contender for my favorite minifigure of the series. This is meant to be a revamped version of the knights from that classic yellow castle from like 1978, I think, part of the very first castle wave. The figure has a really nice gold sword and this shield with the emblem from those with the crown and the pink and the gold, and I really like that. It's a very like strange color scheme, pink, gold, gray, sand blue, but it strangely works. Then you got a pink feather up on the helmet, this gold like knight mask, I don't know, part of the helmet is quite nice. And then you get, that's the front face print, looking kind of like determined, and then a much more calm one. And then you can hold on, the armor piece is quite nice, and you get that really cool torso print underneath, also with that logo, and the pink is on the back too, as well as the light bluish gray mid legs. All right, I just dropped the head on the floor. The light bluish gray mid legs are not particularly common, I don't think, so it's nice to get them with this. And if you want to like actually army build these, you could swap them out for regular size legs if you want, or you could just have a slightly shorter knight. And what's really cool is there's actually a third accessory of like a toy horse. One of those like horse heads on the stick. And it's actually this really cool, unique piece where it's like a smaller version of the classic Lego horse head with a bar connection. And I think that's a really cool thing to add. This is just overall an awesome minifigure. In fact, I actually have a second one sealed as an investment because castle figures tend to go up in price quite a bit. I spent a lot of time on that one, but that's because I really like it. Let's look at the 12th and final minifigure. Last but not least, we have the green dragon costume person. And this is a very nice minifigure. It is kind of a blatant recolor of the Series 18, I think, red dragon suit person. But, I mean, it's still really cool, and I don't have the red one. So, you got this really nice, elaborate, like, dragon helmet piece, seeming to be, like, loosely based on the, like, 2009, 2010 fantasy era castle dragons with that nice black printing on there. And then that's just the Lego Baraki tooth piece on there. And then you got a really angry facial expression. Relatively simple but nice printing for like claws on the legs. Dark green hands, nice printing on the arms and the torso. The like yellow scales looks neat, and the black scales is cool too. No printing on the wings, but you got some pretty nice green wings. No torso printing, which I think is okay because the wings obscure most of it. And then again, another relatively generic but still nice face. And then that really cool dragon tail piece with all the black spikes on there, I think looks really cool. All of this, like I said, is basically just a pretty blatant recolor of the red one, but still pretty awesome. Again, I don't own the red one, but I wouldn't mind having both of them. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But now it's about time we look at the instructions and packaging. So, your checklists are generally going to look like this. As you can see, I have several of them. Most of them still have the tape on, but here's one that has been on taped. As you can see, you have the reindeer suit person on there. And then if you unfold it, it shows the wind guy on the back. Then just instructions for the fairy captain, the elf, and the knight. And then it's just a pretty normal minifigure checklist on the front. I'm sure most of you have seen several of these already. And then the actual blind bag itself, this is a open one. Again, looks like a blind bag. This is a newer one, so it's the like taller ones with the thinner plastic. Yes, there's Sharpie marker on there. That's just to designate which figure it is. And then I do actually have a sealed pack. This is what the sealed packs look like. I was just pushing a Ziploc out of the way that I keep these in. This is a sealed one. Again, this is the Knight. Investment goes up in price. I'll sell in a couple of years. If it doesn't, then I have two. Yeah. But now I think it's time to give the set a number score from a 1 to 10. Overall, I like this series a lot. It does have a bit of an over-reliance on Christmas minifigures, which is part of the reason I'm reviewing this in December. But I like Christmas, so I don't really mind that much. Yeah, I like this series a lot. I mean, it's pretty good when the worst figure in the series I can't even consider to be bad. It's still decent. I should address that we had a pretty good thing going for a couple years. Series 19 in 2019, Series 20 in 2020, Series 21 in 2021, Series 22 in 2022. But then this series also came out in 2022, and then it was kind of off by a year. Series 24 in 2023, Series 25 in 2024. And a lot of people are upset about that. Now, I don't blame this series for that, because this series was probably already designed well before they decided when they were going to release it. So it's not the fault of this series that it was released a bit earlier than a lot of people would have hoped. But all things considered, I'm going to give this series a very strong 8 out of 10. And something I like to do whenever I review minifigure series is I like to pick a favorite or two, which for me is definitely going to have to be the Snowman and the Knight of the Yellow Castle. I love these figures. I love castle stuff. And I love Snowmen, so these are my two favorites. But that is about all for this video. Happy holidays, and I'll see you next time.